Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Disney Lorcana trading card game unboxing. This is for another starter deck for the first chapter. This is video part 3 in the starter set videos, um, or my Lorcana videos maybe. So the first one we went through the Amber and Amethyst, Yellow and Purple decks. This one we're gonna go over Emerald and Ruby. They're just taking long enough. I'd rather just do one video. Um, One box per video because I'm going through every card. Um, so check out part 1 if you kind of want to know the basic gameplay and elements of the cards. Video 2 went through the other deck. Video 3 will go through this. Video 4 will go through the last starter deck. So this is a recap of what's in here. A starter deck of 60 cards, including the 2 foils, which will be our 2 signature cards there. 11 damage counters, a paper playmat, paper tokens, and game rules, plus a special booster pack. Well, a regular booster pack, but an additional. Also, on the side, they're going to go through all of the different cards that are in the game. Um, so we can, if you're ever picking this up and you want to know specifically what you're getting, or if you bought booster packs and you're missing something, you can definitely just go pick those. Like, oh, I'm missing these 10 cards. I can just go pick up a box. Alright, so if we dump this out, we're going to have our deck, our booster pack, our rules, our little pamphlet, and some more counters. Um, yeah, so I'm not going to again go through all the rules, but I do want to read through how the deck is kind of supposed to play. I did that the other video. I think it's a pretty good idea. So we have Emerald and Ruby. This deck is especially good at delaying your opponent's progress early on, so you can focus on the long game. With high lore values, Mad Hatter, Gracious Host, and Stitch Abomination, your main characters will be questing for, while Pogo, Old Rascal's evasive abilities make them hard to challenge. Megris pulling the strings, Vicious Betrayal, and He's Got a Sword increase the strength of your characters, help you banish opposing characters with a single challenge. Cruella de Vil, Miserable, as usual, and Mother knows best can return characters to their player's hands, slowing down your opponent or protecting your characters. While the more expensive Dragon Fire banishes characters outright. Clever management of your resources and timing will keep your opponent's options under control. On top of everything else, Aladdin, Heroic Outlaw, and Steal from the Rich reduce your opponent's lore directly, which can help you increase your lead when you're ahead, or even bring you back you win back in your reach. The Emerald Ruby deck will reward skillful combination of cards adapt to your opponent's plays. Awesome. Yes, that's kind of neat. So um they're going through some. Whoop, that was a little bit too heavy for that. So each color is of course gonna have its own signature style of what they do, like most of these games do. So just by guessing right now, it looks like red kind of deals with card manipulation or directly getting rid of your opponent's stuff. I think green is more like maybe beefing up your characters a bit. Alright, so we're looking at our 2 signature characters right away. First of all, we have Cruella de Vil. So they're going to be foil here. It's just kind of hard to tell. There we go. I'm not going to read all the costs and stuff. This will speed up the video, but she's a rare. We do get a bunch of rares in here, which is really cool. So we have Cruella de Vil, Miserable as Usual. This is our emerald colors, our green. Story boring and villain. You'll be sorry when this character is challenged and banished. You may return chosen character to their player's hand. When she stops by Miseria's company. So this is a neat effect because it means if she loses, which she doesn't have a lot of defense, so she's probably not going to last very long, you can return any other character. It's not necessarily the one that even attacked you, that challenged you. It could be somebody else. Maybe that's a good ability. So it's going to give your opponent that thought of like, do I get rid of her and risk losing one of my other characters? Or do I just continually let her either um, challenge or keep getting one lore every turn? So at some point they have to make the decision of basically risking something else or keep getting that little ping damage, which is really cool. Then our other foil is Aladdin, Heroic Outlaw, which is our Ruby card, this is a super rare version. So he also has Shift 5. So these are Floodborn. So like I've said in the other videos, if you haven't watched, they have different types of Born cards. Storyborn are pretty much them directly from their TV show, movie, cartoon, whatever. That's Cruella, she'd be from 101 Dalmatians. Um, Dreamborn are kind of like their fantastical version of themselves, or like how they might see themselves, like or what they wish they could be, their dreams essentially. And then Floodborn are like alternate reality versions. So this is if instead of being a street rat, he was a heroic outlaw. So maybe he like stayed with his dad, or he just became more of a rather than being a thief, he became like a savior to everybody. So this is kind of a neat version. He has shift 5, so you can pay 5 to place the top one of your character's name Aladdin. That's a really cool ability to shift because when a card comes into play, you can't do anything with it on the first turn. If you shift them in, they can automatically do stuff. So he can challenge right away, or he can do his lore questing right away. So it just gives him that extra thing. Plus, it's a way to pay for a card a little bit over time, because now he only costs 5 instead of 7. Daring Exploit. During your turn, whenever this character bashes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore, and each opponent loses 2 lore. Yes, definitely. Drop him in. They're not expecting him, especially because he's in challenge right away. And then now you gain 2 extra lore, and he loses 2 lore. Plus, if he can beat someone, it's better than him just questing. Typically, I mean, he'll take damage. So who can we put Aladdin on? We have 2 copies of a green Aladdin. Aladdin, Prince Ali. Fabulous, wealthy, practically untouchable, genuine, and authentic. He has Ward. Opponents can't choose this character except to challenge. That means they have to challenge him. They can't choose him to play other abilities on. So that's pretty cool. So let's say we're going to go through all the green cards first. We have 2 copies of the Duke of Wesselton. Opportunistic Official, Storyborn, and Villain. Sorcery. I knew there was something dubious going on here. Um, yeah, so that's just a very simple 1-cost card. Get you card. You need them cheap ones sometimes. We have 3 copies of Horace, No Good Scoundrel, also from 101 Dalmatians, in case you didn't remember. I love the fact that they did this. Then instead of just having like Cruella, like she's an iconic character from that movie outside some of the Dalmatians, is they also had some of the other characters. Um, I just love the fact they drew from so many different elements. Well, they ain't here, Jasper. So yeah, he's very cheap, but he's a little bit bulkier character. And then to go with him right away, we have 2 copies of Jasper, Common Crook, Storyborn Ally, Puppy Napping. Whenever this character quests, choose an opposing character can't quest during their next turn. Now look here, Horace. I warned you about thinking. That's neat. Stops them from doing stuff on their turn. We have Iago, Loudmouth Parrot, Storyborn Ally. You got a problem? Exert chosen character gains Reckless during the next turn. They can't quest and must challenge if able. So this kind of seems like what Green is doing, is it's manipulating what your opponent can actually do during their turn. They can't target this character. They can't do this. This one's gonna force them to challenge. So it's restricting their actions by limiting what they can do with their cards or forcing them to do stuff. So that's pretty cool. We have 3 copies of. He's also a rare. We have 3 copies of Mad Hatter, Gracious Host. Tea Party. When those characters challenge, you may draw a card. Yes, he since you can get 3, they might want to challenge him pretty fast. Mad Hatter. Would you like a little more tea? Alice. Well, I haven't had any yet, so I can't very well take any more. Or take more. That's funny. I love these. I love the artwork on these cards too. It looks like everything's been redrawn. Like they could have just done screen caps. Um, but I'm glad they redrew everything, so everything's at least somewhat in the same-ish art style. Like everyone's art's a little bit different, but it's definitely less than having like whatever 19 was it whatever Cinderella came out like 60s, 70s, 60s, I think. Very early, very old movie. Versus that and like Moana or Frozen, which are very up to date. So yeah, it's just nice to have like similar-ish art styles. Plus, new artwork's always neat to see. So I have 3 copies of Megra pulling the strings. This is a Dreamborn. This is kind of like her fantastical self, um, where she was in control. Wonder Boy. When you play this character, chosen character gets to attack this turn. A deal's a deal, but falling in love was never supposed to be part of it. Alright, then we have Mickey Mouse, 3 copies. What would Disney game with be without our good old Mickey Mouse? Steamboat Pilot. Oh, I love that Steamboat Willie. Um, on the rivers through the Inklands, a little steamboat whistle answers the tree tune of its pilot. Um, we have 2 copies of Pickup Hand, Never Landing, Dreamborns. I love the costumes on these guys. The updated like Dreamborns and Floodborn, the new costumes. Evasive can like only character that evasive can challenge this character. What's the matter, Hook? Can't you fly? I know I gave him an evil accent. But yeah, it's kind of just very low cost character. But yeah, you can't be attacked very often. Then we have 3 copies of Mother Knows Best. This is our first song of this deck. From of course Rapunzel. Character that costs 3 or more can exert to sing the songs. That's the point about songs is that either you can pay the 3 costs or you can basically have another character exert user ability use themselves to sing the song, which makes them an extra resource. Return chosen character to their player's hand. Okay, look at limiting what your opponent can do. One way or another, something will go wrong. I swear. Um, I surprisingly have not yet seen this movie, which is mostly surprising, not just because I haven't seen a lot of some of the later Disney movies, but because it's voiced by Mandy Moore and I love Mandy Moore. It's just very weird. I'll have to watch that. This game will get me watching Disney movies again. We have Stampede. Deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. Willoughby Stampede is like a raging river. Best experience from a distance. Oh, that's kind of sad. Um, that's a really good card though. You know, it can only damage characters that previously damaged, but the fact that you can do 2 damage to them is really nice. You can also set this up like that Aladdin card. Do 2 damage to a previously damaged character, and he can easily come in and finish them off. We have 1 copy of Steal from the Rich. Whenever one of your character quests this turn, each opponent loses 1 lore. Wonder how much old Prince John spent on all these fancy locks. That's fun. From Robin Hood, the animated version. Um, yeah, it's a nice card. Plus, it's if you can quest with a bunch of characters this turn, that could really hurt your opponent. We have 2 copies of Vicious Betrayal. Good goes our Will to Be Stampede card. Chosen character gets +2 attack this turn. If a villain character is chosen, they get +3 instead. A true king takes matters into his own claws. And our last green card is 2 copies of Stolen Scimitar. Slash. Exert chosen character gets 1 attack this turn. If the character's named Aladdin is chosen, he gets 2 attack instead. So that's neat. A card calls out a specific character. Um, Sometimes you gotta take what you can get. But yeah, the fact is it's reusable. You give at least 1 attack every turn, really nice. But if you base it around the Aladdin deck, you can get more. We've already seen we have a green Aladdin, so we're gonna jump in and look at the red Aladdin. We have 3 copies of this Aladdin Street Rat. Storyboard and hero improvise. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. It can be hard to tell the difference between a diamond in the rough and just someone who's well rough. This is one of my favorite cards of the game. I think there have to be 2 copies of Captain Colonel's Lieutenant. This is from 101 Dalmatians. Barking signal, it's an alert. Report to the Colonel at once. My favorite part about it is because he's called Captain, which is his name, but he also gets the Captain subtype. It's just neat because it's like you don't think of him. Oh, yeah, I guess maybe he's like, in his mind or his world, he's actually a captain class, but like he's not like a captain of a ship or a captain in an army. So it's just kind of I love the little details there. All right, we have 2 copies of Donald Duck, Boisterous Fowl. Who are you calling boisterous, Busta? Um, Donald Duck is now a 1930s gangster. Uh, Very simple card, but very helpful as well. This is fun. Uh, LeFou, investigator, or not investigator, instigator. This is his Dreamborn, so like his fantastical self. Um, so yeah, he's like all dressed up in like fancy robes, and on the front of the line instead of being the lackey, it looks like. Fan the flame. You play this character ready a chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. All a mob needs is a push in the wrong direction. Interesting. We haven't really seen a theme yet with red, or actually I've noticed. We haven't had too many red cards. Next up, we have 3 copies of Pongo, Old Rascal, Storyborn Hero with Evasive. Um, at first, I had no particular plan or anything, just a bit of attract attention, stir things up a bit. So what's. I just want to go back and look at these. So we have Aladdin here. Obviously improvise losing people's lore. That's never a good thing. But yeah, he doesn't really have an ability, but he has lots of stacks. He's high cost, lots of stacks. You know, generic. You know, can't quest. It's stopping questing definitely. Um, yeah, so it's kind of seeing what we get. Looks like a lot of their cards are just high cost. Um, with some abilities, you have 3 copies of Rapunzel, letting down her hair. This is her Dreamborn version. Hero and Princess. She's kind of got like a adventurer's garb on. Tangle. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. Yes, it's shutting down their lore. Uh, I like this each opponent because that definitely means this game is meant to be played more than 1v1, which I always find really fun. Who are you? How did you find me? Um, we have this card, which I super love the art on here. 2 copies of Scar, Fiery Usurper, Dreamborn. So he becomes the fire that initially would have killed him, consumed by the flames of ambition. Um, yeah, 4 cost, but he has 5 and 3 lots of attack. High attack on these guys. We have 3 copies of Sergeant Tibbs, Courageous Attack. Yes, sir. Righto, sir. Right away, sir. It's another 101 Dalmatians. Look, cost 1 gives you a 2-2. Yeah, so lots of guys look like attacking cards. Red looks like obviously the aggressive deck or color. Our last character in the set is Stitch Abomination. Storyboy, Hero, and Alien. Um, and then his destructive program is taking effect. He will be irresistibly drawing a large city for real. Backup series, reverse street sign, and steal everyone's left shoe. What that? 4 and 6. So it has some pretty good stats, plus 3 lore, and these are rare. Alright, we have some action cards, 3 copies of Dragon Fire. Banish chosen characters. So this is cool. Just get rid of someone. Straight up, don't even have to worry about them. Rare as a hero can withstand a dragon's wrath. We have 2 copies of He's Got a Sword. We've all got swords. Chosen character gets 2 attack this turn. Again, you guys already have high attack, give them some more. And then the last 2 cards of the deck are Shield of Virtue, Fireproof, Exert, and pay 3. So this is the first paying cost you've had for the abilities. You have to pay an additional 3. But ready to chosen character, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. It was neat because you could quest with someone or challenge with them. Either way, but then you could ready them so that they can't be attacked. Again, which is really nice. Or you could quest with them, get their questing lore, then turn around and challenge with them right away. So that's definitely neat. Arm thyself with this enchanted shield of virtue and the mighty sword of truth, for these are the weapons of the righteous and will triumph over evil. Says Prince Philip back there, of course, from um, Sleeping Beauty. Yes, that's definitely a neat card. So yeah, they kind of have the more aggressive style. Like green seems to be about um, kind of about like manipulating your opponent's actions, limiting what they can do, or forcing them to do stuff. Red just seems to be very aggressive and challenging. Alright, so then the last thing we're going to go over here is we're going to look at our additional pack. See what we got, see if we get anything that helps out this deck or not, or sets us up for other decks. So on the bottom here, just gonna look at this, it says 12 card pack includes one foil of any rarity, so we can easily get two very good rares. Two rares or higher, so either rare, super rare, or legendary, 3 uncommons, and 6 commons. So let's see, we'll put, look at the back of the card here. That's a really pretty picture on the back when I open this. I'm glad when they're talking about inkwell and stuff, they didn't just do like a paintbrush, or like a picture of an inkwell. Like I like they use this interesting new symbol and stuff. I think that works a little bit better. Oh, this pack does not want to open. Alright, so what do we got here? Of course, we have um, little game card. On the back, we have a little cut out of Mickey, so we can decide to make a 4-piece picture if we collect all of them. Alright, our first card up is we have another Aladdin Street Rat. So you might think, oh, we got a duplicate, that sucks. Well, it's not too bad, because include I think we only had 2 copies of him. Or did we have 3? We had 3, so we probably can't play anymore. So, for the fact of this deck, that's not really that good unless you could have 4 copies. See if it says anything in here. It says, yeah, you can't contain more than 4 copies. So we could always add this thing as if we want an additional Aladdin. So that's not bad. We have a yellow amethyst card, or sorry, amber card. Minnie Mouse, beloved princess. Dreamborn princess. So whenever the princess goes, her musketeers are, well, they're around somewhere, probably. So a very simple yellow card. We have the purple amethyst. We have Jetsam, Ursula's Spy, Evasive, and Sinister Slither. Your character's name floats him getting evasive, so he gives abilities to his partner. We can only help you get anything you want. We got another Horus, No Good Scoundrel, so we've already seen him. New color, we have blue. So we'll see if we like blue at all. Work together, action. Chosen character gains support this turn. Whenever they quest, you may add their attack to another chosen character's attack this turn. So that's kind of cool. So one character quest, they can add their attack, so they're not forfeiting their full attack this turn. Pash. Put your whole back into it. Cusco. This is my whole back. Alright, we got a steel or gray card. Break from Beauty and the Beast. Banish a chosen item. No one throws a tantrum like a beast. So that's kind of cool. It's just we've had Dragonfire, which got rid of a character card. This would get rid of an item. Some of them item cards can be very pesky, especially because you can't challenge them to get rid of them. You could occasionally challenge cards to do enough damage to get rid of them. You can't really do much to items. Then we have the blue card. We have Chief, Tui, Respected Leader, Starboy, Mentor, and King. With support, and you can argue on the strength of those who love you. Cool. That's actually really powerful. 7 cost, of course, 3 defense, or 3 attack, 6 defense. But yeah, when you quest, you may add your attack to chosen characters. So you have quest and get you 3 lore, and you get 3 attack to somebody else. That's pretty cool. We have a Prince Philip to kind of match our shield. Dragon Slayer, Storyboard, Hero, and Prince, Heroism. When a character is challenged and is banished, you may banish the challenged character, so he can just take out anyone he fights against. The road to true love may be barred with many more dangers which you alone must face. Another steel cards. This is our last uncommon. We have Smash. Deal 3 damage to chosen character. I love that they're chosen characters because you don't have to, to a challenge, you have to challenge an exerted character. Dealing damage to a chosen character means you can challenge a character that they unexerted or that hasn't been exerted, or they're just holding on for a special ability that doesn't need to be exerted. So that's kind of fun. You can get rid of a character ahead of time. Like maybe our Aladdin deck, maybe they put out the base Aladdin, they're not challenging or questing with them because they want to play the upgraded version later. You could try and do this to take them out ahead of time. Alright, our first rare. Maui, hero to all, storyboarding, hero and deity. Rush, the character can challenge the turn they're played, and reckless. This character can't quest unless challenge each turn if able. So yeah, aggressive. That would fit great into our deck we got. What I believe you were saying, what you're trying to say is thank you. Yeah, throw him in there, and he's just gonna come out guns a blazing. Our second rare is another rarity. We have Captain Hook. Captain of the Jolly Roger. Storyboarding, villain, pirate, and captain. So we are our second captain. Double the powder. When you play this character, you may return an action card named Fire the Cannons from your discard pile to your hand. So kind of like the reverse of that Aladdin sword card, where that one needed Aladdin to be more effective. Captain Hook is going to be better if you're playing Fire the Cannons. So that's cool. Unfortunately, we don't have that card, so I can't tell you what it does. Um, Pretty sight, Mr. Smee. We'll pot 'em like we're sitting ducks. Nice. And our foil card is another common, but it's a Sebastian. Court Composer, Storyboard Ally, Singer Force. It's neat. He costs 2 to play, so he can come out very easy. But now you can play song cards up to a cost of 4 with him. So that's if you're playing a lot of song cards, he's a great guy to have out. I should be right in the same thing. He's not tagging along after some headstrong teenager. That was a terrible Caribbean accent. That's alright. You're not here for my accents. You're here to look at Disney Lorcana. All right, so that's our third video, our second deck. Check out the previous ones if you haven't. Check out the other content, including the third deck.